So Kathy sent me some hair samples that she thinks are might be wild hog, but she wanted to send them to me to make sure. So I'm gonna start with this. I'm gonna open this up and start with it. Alright, so I'll get it opened up and then I'll put my gloves on. Alright, so let's see what we got here. Alright, I see some of it here. Alright, so I'm gonna get my gloves on, and then we'll get this opened up and take a look at it. And as I'm doing this too, I'll pull the camera around here and show it up close too. I try to do this professionally, so that's why I want to get the gloves on. And I'm not I'm not sending these off to have DNA checked, but I still want to get the gloves on and do this professionally. Alright, so let's get this opened up. Alright, so there's still, some of the hairs are still in here in the bag. Alright, so I won't pull it all out, there's a lot there. Alright, so this was actually, I'm trying to make sure I say all this right. So apparently something ate this, and this was in like a big wad of hairs and scat. Alright, so let's pull the camera over here. Alright, so this is what we're looking at. Get my hand in there for size perspective. Alright, so let me set the camera back up and then we'll look at this with the digital microscope. Okay, so I'm recording this on my laptop here. Alright, that way I can add this into the video. Alright, so the first thing you want to do here when you're doing hairs, you want to check and see if this is actually hair or if this is fiber. So Kathy was thinking this was hog hairs, that something ate a pig, and she was wanting me to make sure. So these do look like hog hairs. Just looking at it, they're really coarse, really rough. Alright, so this does look like hog hair that I've looked at in the past. So this is the digital microscope, and it magnifies the hair like 1,000 times. So that's the outside of the hair that you're seeing there. It's just magnified. Alright, here's some more of it. So that's the outside of the hair. So you can see a little bit of scales there too on it. Some more. So this is all staying real consistent. So this is hog hair. Now here's something too. Here's a smaller hair right here mixed in. And that appears to be clear. Alright, so here's the bigger hairs. And that is two different sizes there in the hair. And then the smaller clear one. These do appear to be hog, the wild hog. Here's another good look at the outside of the hair there, close up. Alright, here's one of the ends of the hair. And that's divided at the end of it there. So that is hog hair. Alright, so this is definitely hog hair. And since we're doing this too, I will go ahead and look at it with the compound microscope. But this was our main purpose here to determine what kind of hair this is. and this divided at the end of it there. So that is hog hair. Alright, so this is definitely hog hair. And since we're doing this too, I will go ahead and look at it with the compound microscope. But this was our main purpose here, to determine what kind of hair this is. Alright, so while I'm doing these hair examining videos, I want to explain some of this too, because I'll bring science into this as much as I can. So, the forensic science of the hairs. So this is called trichology. Studying the hairs, the science of the hairs, is called trichology. So it's the scientific study of the hair. One reason that makes hair a valuable tool for forensic investigations is its durability. Hair is more resistant to decay, more resistant to most other like body tissues and fluids. So it remains intact far longer. It remains intact far longer than most other evidence. So this makes hair one of the most frequently found evidence. Alright, so the morphology under a microscope. So that's what it's called when you're looking at them, studying them under the microscope, morphology. So I use two different microscopes here. I have the digital handheld microscope, and I have a compound microscope. So we're looking for the hair's scale pattern, the outside of the hair, the cuticle. We're looking for the hair's color. We're looking for the appearance of the medulla, the medulla in the center of the hair. And if we're looking for the hair, let's see if the hair is human, animal, or fiber. We want to just determine from fiber. If they're fibers, then we can discard them and don't have to worry about looking at them with the microscopes. Alright, in forensics, in a lab, they can study the chemical composition of the hairs. They can test it for drugs. They can test it for nutritional deficiencies, things like amino acids. They can hair absorbs the chemicals, so they can study in a lab. They can study the hair and get all this information from the hair. So we're looking for doing this here. We're looking for irregularities. Hair is always circular, so that helps us to determine if it's hair or fiber. We're looking at the visible structure features, like I was saying, the cuticle, the outside, what kind of scale pattern it has on it. The different animals have different scale patterns on it. Humans have different scale patterns on it. The Sasquatch has different scale patterns on it. And we're looking for the medulla on the inside. I was also like to check the diameter of the hair. If we're looking at human hair, it helps determine if it's human hair or Sasquatch hair, checking the diameter. And I do that with my my digital calipers. Alright, and then we can compare with known hair too. So like if it looks like it's human hair, I can get human hair. My human hair, my whisker hair. I can get some of Wynette's hair, some of Robin's hair, and look at them and do comparisons with known human hair. And like the hog hairs. Some hair that Kathy sent me looks like hog hair. So I can pull some hog hair off of the hog mounts that I have and do a comparison. That way I know where it came from. I know where the hog hair came from, and do comparison. Alright, so I wanted to add them in there, add that stuff in there too, and teach a little bit about what we're doing here, and bringing science into this, into our research. Alright, so I got the compound microscope plugged in, and I got the one of the hairs put on the slide. Okay, that's what the hair looks like. That's the outside of the hair. So it's not showing the medulla, which would be in the middle. The white light. So this is the outside of the hair. Alright, so the outside of this hair is really fine except for some scales. It's like some scales here and there that come off. So there's no medulla present on this. Alright, so I got one of my hogs here. I'm going to take the black one here and take a couple hairs off of it so I can do some comparisons here. Alright, so let me see if I can do this with the tweezers. If not, I'll have to try doing it with just my fingers. So let's see what we can do here. So I'm just going to set it right on a piece of paper. Alright, so we'll use this for a comparison. So we'll go back into the dining room here where I got everything set up. Alright, so this is the hog hair that I took off of the hog mount in my living room. Alright, so this is the scales on the outside. So this is the outside of the cuticle. So this is what the pattern looks like. Alright, so let's see here. Okay, it looks similar to what they're showing in my research here, pulling up on the internet. The pattern looks similar. And like I said, so this is our known specimen. That I took this off of the mount, off of the hog that I have. All right, this is still the hog hair that I took off of the hog on the wall there. You can kind of see the scale in it. The scales on the outside. All right, so again, here's from the hog head that I have in there. This is the scales on the outside of the hair. All right, and then here's the hog hair that Kathy sent me. So this is the hair that Kathy sent. So you can see the damage, a little bit of damage at the couple spots on the top there. And then a couple spots at the bottom. And again, this is the hair Kathy sent. This looks like it might be the root. And you can see all the damage to it. And again, this is another view. So this looks like it is probably the root. Okay, I'll try to show what I'm looking at here. So this is with the light shining down on it and shining up from above. Okay, and then this is just the light shining down on it. And this is just the light shining from underneath it. So both underneath and, no, I'm sorry, this is, okay, this is the one shining up from underneath. The light shining down on top of it. And then both from underneath and down on top of it. Okay, this is the hog hair of mine. Let me get the light right here. Okay, this is just the light shining from the bottom. Then the light shining down from the top. And then both. And this is the hog hair that I have. Alright, so some things here like this when I'm researching on the internet, showing the hog hair, showing the scales are looking like what I'm finding on these hog hairs, but it's showing a medulla, a thick medulla, and I'm not finding a medulla on the hog hairs. And then when you come over here, the human hair, so the outside of the hair, the scales, they look like what I find on the human hairs. But every human hair I've looked at don't have the continuous medulla like that, like they're showing here. It's always fragmented. Alright, so in this one here, this was actually the first one I come across. It says, yes, hog hair, pig bristles, has a medulla, which is often prominent, fragmented, or even hollow. So these ones that I'm finding here apparently are hollow. So here, while all animal hairs generally possess a medulla, hog hairs is particularly noticeable, differing from the thin or absent medulla in human hairs. But then down here, characteristics, it says it can be appearance, it can be fragmented, discontinuous, or even hollow, with pigment concentrated around the edges. So that's what I'm finding on these hog hairs. The one Kathy sent and the one that I have for my hog is it's hollow. It's not showing a medulla. And the pigment is concentrated around the edges. So that's what I'm getting on mine here, on both of these. So see, like here's one thing showing the different scales. All the different animals have different scale types on the outside of the hair. And humans, including humans and Sasquatch too, and hogs, and everything's got a different scale pattern. So there's no medulla present on this.